So we've got remotivate myself, clarity, iconic wealth, of course, Louise, inspiration, yes to what Tara says, to pick up motivation once more. Julia says clarity, inspiration, building a foundation, beautiful expansion. Carolina, I feel like expansion is your word. Growth, to get clear on my 2023. Okay, yeah, Nova, to live authentically an expansive life through self-expression. Beautiful, amazing. Guys, that did not take you long. So I'm feeling that maybe in this group, we already, even though we are still in 2022, are starting to feel in our 2023. What I'm feeling is that 2022 is the warm-up, right? 2022 is the warm-up. 2023 is where shit gets serious. Right? And if we want to have an incredible 2023, we actually need to get our energetics on point. We actually need to become who we were born to be. And that's what really today's about. I'm not going to talk about structure. I'm not going to talk about strategy. I'm going to talk about business. If you want to learn my structures, my strategies, the way that I sell, all of those pieces, do multidimensional business. I literally just peeled back the curtain and told you all the shit to do. Today is about energetic certainty. Today is about building energetic momentum. So you don't just fall into 2023 like just feeling fuzzy, full of minced pies. Obviously, minced pies probably will be part of many of our Christmases, if you're English and you know what that means. But we want to be having clarity and start building momentum now. Okay, that's what today's about. Oh, it's so amazing seeing everyone's face. I feel like it's been a long time since we've done, I don't remember the last time we did a free Zoom, and I'm just feeling like a little bit emotional looking at everyone's faces. We've got new people, we've got people in the School of IH, we've got people that I've never seen on a Zoom before. I've only ever seen you guys in the School of, in Integrative Healers. Got lots of us. This is amazing. This is amazing. Okay, so we've got an hour and a half and we've got shit to do. So we are gonna dive straight in. I really don't want to fill this full of fluff for you guys. I want you guys to have clarity moving forth into your next year about who you are becoming. And I'm going to keep repeating those words. Okay, super snowy, hello. So great to see you. So great to see you too, babe. Is it snowy there? I'm like the biggest Christmas downer, by the way. I hate the snow. I'm like, what the fuck is the point of you? I'm like, you're just cold. So I'm sorry if I'm going to break any Christmas hearts here. Okay. Long-time listener, first-time Zoomer. Yes, first-time Zoomer, long-time listener. I love that. Where are you, Louise? I can't see you. There's so many faces. Can you wave? Oh, there you are. Thank you. Okay, let's do this. Just confirm if you could put a thumbs up if you can see the slides. Okay, amazing. I think this presentation is really funny, but I always think that I'm very funny. Let's see what you guys think as we go through this. I'm trying to bring some longevity and lightness to this, even though we do want to talk about important things. Okay. Saying yes, hello everybody, sick in bed, but still psyched to be here. Oh, I'm so happy that you're still here. And you know, with this kind of stuff, you guys, a lot of you will have the replay. You know, we think that if we concentrate really hard, we're going to get the most out of something. But it's actually true that if we relax deeper and we're more open, our brain takes more in. So we don't need to be like taking 100 notes and super concentrated. We can be relaxed, and we can come back to this as many times as you guys want. As I know, many of you guys are going to continue with me because what we've got planned is so extraordinary. And if not, you've still got till Friday to listen to as many replays as you want. Okay, yeah, healing vibes to everybody that needs it. I'm going to have the chat here. Okay, welcome everyone to the art of conscious creation, right? We are creators. I'm guessing if you're here, you have a belief system, or you're at least open to believing that you are a creator of your life. I personally believe that we are 100% responsible for our lives, which can be a very triggering concept to a lot of us, but we're really going to dive into that more, right? And how we can energetically prepare, like I've mentioned, for a wildly prosperous and impact-driven year. I want to be really clear from the start. I teach a lot on money. I teach a lot on wealth. I'm not just about making money for the sake of money. I'm about having an extraordinary life on all levels, right? That includes doing beautiful things, serving humanity, rising in consciousness in the planet, right? We're in a time of mass awakening. It's a very interesting time to be alive. And I believe this work is really, really important, not just in terms of our bank accounts, but in terms of the future of our planet, right? So obviously I'm starting intense just to set the tone for you guys so you know where we're going, okay? So I've asked you, what is, oh, amazing, okay. What is your intention going into 2023, right? Now, what's your intention being in this Zoom? And I'd like us to do one word, because I know there's lots of us in the chat, and I want to try and get to as many comments as possible, but obviously understand if I don't. Nothing wrong with you, it's just there's lots happening, okay? What's your main intention being in this Zoom? I want us to be really, really clear, right? In this, so we all co-create this experience together. And it's interesting for me also, as I teach this, to know, yeah. Grounded, stability, okay, amazing. Prepared, expansion, faith, oh, Natalie, baby, up level, okay. Iconic wealth. Louise is like, I've told you my intention will remain the same for whatever questions you ask me. Being seen, okay, love that. Clarity, moving forward, grounded, inspired, change, learning from each other, structure, okay. Inspiration, brilliant. What else? Expanding, beautiful, 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 okay. All questions, yeah, all questions, the answer is iconic wealth. I'm seeing that, babe, I'm seeing that. I'm like, Louise has got clarity. Louise has got utter clarity, okay? So, many of you guys know who I am, but I'm going to quickly whip through this. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I do think that a lot of us here know, but I also know there are a few new faces. So who am I? My name is Hannah, as I always share. My name is spelled with a J because my parents wanted to make my life an adventure. My mum was Spanish, so a J in Spain is H, basically, think jalapeno. I am the founder of the School of Integrative Healing, in essence. For me, healing isn't just a one modality and one dimensional approach. It's a multi-dimensional and a multi-modality approach. And so integrative is basically the synergy of many parts to make an even better whole. That is my approach when I look at self-mastery. That is my approach when I look at self-healing. And that is my approach when I look at business, right? Any course to be 100% complete needs to be energetic, physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental, okay? That for me is the sum of a whole. And so I really try to bring all of these elements into all of the concepts that I teach, okay? The more holistic the approach, the more effective the approach, I've noticed. And initially, my journey started in healing. I'm not going to go too much into my journey, but my journey started in healing. And then I realized all of these same concepts actually applied to business, right? And so now I teach both, but it's really the same work. Okay, I specifically work with high achievers, as a lot of you know, entrepreneurs, spiritual entrepreneurs, to be specific, to grow personally, to grow financially, and to grow professionally, right? I'm all about business, but not business in terms of sacrificing your health or sacrificing your romantic relationships or sacrificing the joy of life. I'm all about having ludicrous results that actually feel good. This does not mean that I'm against hard work. You will have to work hard in your life. Right? It's not that you're just going to fart out a rainbow and life's going to be made for you. Like, there is shit that we have to do. Okay. And that for me is that really balanced approach. It's practical and it's magical. And we have to have both. Just magical can be very ungrounded, kind of just relying on luck. Just practical is boring as fuck and it's going to take a long time and it's going to feel like force. Okay. So we want both. That's the middle road. Faye actually sent me, Faye, you're here, hi darling, sent me an audio today and it made me laugh. She bought the recent bundle that we did for Black Friday, and she was laughing because she was seeing that in the videos I was in a completely different location. I was in a much smaller house. And so what I want to make really clear is that I wasn't born into wealth. I wasn't born into the life. I have created this. I've created this. And I've gone from, you know, renting a tiny room in a shitty little Malaga apartment to living in a 5.1 million house. I am not special. I'm literally not special. There is nothing about me that is that is different to other humans. We all are limitless capacity. What I do have is the dedication, the devotion, and actual application of this work day after day after day. So know that everything that I'm going to teach you today is literally what I've done to create the wealth and life that I live, okay? And if you guys look back at my Instagram, if you guys look back at my courses, you'll see that progress. I don't delete anything. I want you to see this journey. We have children on the Zoom. Hello. That makes me happy. I love it when we have moms here and we have all of these kids and I'm like, they're soaking this into their consciousness. Imagine if we soak this into our consciousness as children, right? So anything that I teach or talk about today is not me just sat on a mountain showing off. It's like I'm leading the way because you can have this too. And that's really, really important to understand from the get-go, okay? That's all I'm going to say about me. If you want to read my story, it's in Legacy Speaks, a book on Amazon, and I share it in all sorts of platforms, but that's not the intention for today. So, where do we begin? I'm like, where do we want to unravel this from? Dangol has put to find a husband. Yeah, babe, you can use this to find a husband, love. You can use this for anything. We have to understand, and I'm going to get serious. We have to understand who you be in this moment. And this is the most important thing that I'm going to say today. Who you be in this moment has a destiny. Your current conditioning, your current beliefs, your current thoughts, your current frequency has a destiny. When we are not taking full responsibility for our life, we call this fate. And you hear so many people say this, oh, maybe it was my fate to always be unmarried if you desire to be married. It doesn't matter if you don't. Oh, it was my fate to be broke because my mother was broke and her mother was broke. Oh, it was my fate to end up in an abusive relationship because my mother was in an abusive relationship, her grandmother was in an abusive relationship. Oh, it's my fate to work really hard and not get a big financial result. Oh, it's my fate to struggle, right? How many times have you guys heard this? I want you to know from this moment that that is a cop-out. That is saying that my conditioning has got a fate and I'm not willing to change it. My conditioning has got a fate and I'm not willing to do the work. That's saying my conditioning has got a fate and I'm not willing to take responsibility for my life. Who you be in this present moment has got a destiny. Now, this might be a destiny that you want. This might be a destiny that you don't want. And here's the thing. When you accept, and I don't mean this intellectually, I mean you embody this and you live this. When you accept that you are the creator of your life and you are 100% responsible, you realize that your fate can be changed. And it's a really simple equation. Change your conditioning, change your destiny. That's the equation that we're working with. Change who you be, change your fate. And so right now, who you be has a ripple effect in 2023. And for some of you, that might be a ripple effect that you desire. For some of you, that might be a ripple effect that you don't. But as we enter a new cycle, if we actually consciously think about who we be in this moment, and we remember that that can be changed, that's going to initiate a different year for you. And so I've literally put this in equation. I'm very mathematical. My jam is taking very esoteric laws of the universe and making them into equations because that's how my brain works, okay? I want to make this super, super simple. On one side of this delightful screen share that I've got with you guys, I'm giving you an example. okay? If your current conditioning is, and I want you to start observing yourself, what is my current conditioning? That is the question that you want to be asking yourself. Because coming to this workshop and just listening the concepts and not applying them isn't going to change your life. It's awareness of self that will. So if you have a current conditioning of money is hard to make, I can never get ahead, I'm just really bad at sales, marketing is not ethical. How many of you guys are fucking obsessed with whether marketing is ethical or not? Get into a head fuck about marketing or not marketing. I don't think not making money, I don't think not making money and struggling at the end of the month is ethical, right? I never have any money at the end of the month. It's hard to make sales. I'm not good at social media. What is the fate of that conditioning? And I actually want you to write that in the chat. I've done a delightful picture representation for you guys, for you to see that. But I want you to put this in words. If every conditioning has a fate, what is the fate of money is hard to make? What is the fate of I can never get ahead? What is the fate of I never have any money at the end of the month? What is the fate of it's hard to make sales? What is the fate of I'm not good at, and you can fill that with whatever you want. Yeah. Nova said it's me. Oh, that's hilarious. Struggle, misery and lifelong struggle, burnout, failing, failure, staying stuck at where I am. What I want you to really notice is it's not that you were destined to always struggle. It is only the timeline that is associated with your current conditioning. That is it. And if we can start to step back from this and not see life through our emotional lens of, I don't want to look at myself, that's when we're going to start being able to manage our reality in a way that's more effective and efficient, which I like as a projector. Yeah. Not believing in yourself and not believing in the universe, right? What happens if you don't believe in yourself? And what happens if you don't believe in the universe? You're probably going to find that manifestation and energetics doesn't work. Why? Because you are so powerful that if you believe that you can't, you won't, right? Victimhood. Yeah. Now, what I want you to see, and we're actually going to use a tool to shift consciousness today, to shift your destiny today, to set you on a clearer energetic path. But first, I want you to understand these concepts of, okay, what if we start changing our current conditioning and the thoughts that we're thinking, and we start changing it to, I'm becoming a master at sales. I retain 80% of what I make. I'm a money magnet. New doors are always opening for me. What is the fate of this person? Right? You create your own life. What else? I know this might seem obvious, but I want you to get really clear with me. Thriving. What else? Abundance. Right. Safety. Wealth. What else? What I want you to know is both the lines that we've just observed are me. The first one was me 4 years ago. The next one is me now. Am I more worthy now? Which one's true? The one that I believe. That same power lies within you. You have the power to change your fate, to change the line of your destiny. That's the core of this work, right? Do not trust exponential growth. Yeah. Abundance, freedom. No, you are always worthy. Yeah. Always well worthy. Many of us come to these workshops, and if we yet haven't experienced this, right, we might think, oh, this is easy for Han because she never felt this about herself, or this is easy because of, these reasons that I've created in my mind to create separation between me and Hannah. I want to give these examples for us to see that we're the same. We are all infinite potential. Yes, we start in different levels of conditioning, and it would be a lie to say anything different. but we are all limitless potential. Okay. This is the first place that we want to start. So change your thinking, change your destiny. That's the core of this work. And the truth is, I could come here and I could teach you a fucking bomb-ass business fucking technique. I could teach you a strategy that has made me hundreds of fucking thousands, right? And you would all go away and you'd all go implement, and 10% would go make 100,000, let's say. And let's say 50% goes away and makes nothing. Why? Because we haven't done this work first. You want to set yourself up for success in 2023, we need to start from an aligned base to what you want. Energetics first, then strategy. Change your conditioning, change your destiny. Law of the universe. I will be shouting this. The people that are in the School of IH here, right? They'll be like, Hannah, we've heard you say this a million times. I will shout this until the fucking day that I die. Because if we can't get on board with this, then it's going to be very difficult. Change your conditioning, change your destiny. Okay? You are always worthy. The potential always existed within you. And so this isn't just some woo-woo concept. Not that there's anything wrong with woo-woo, because I love me some woo-woo. But this is not just like sage your house and hope for the fucking best, you know, picture unicorns and you'll make money. No, there is a fucking mechanism behind manifestation. Okay. And this is the mechanism. This is the core of human behavior. This is why this works. And if you're one of these people that are like, yes, I've heard these laws and I know they make rational sense, but it's really hard for me to believe them, then hopefully understanding how it works is actually going to help you actually incorporate this, actually believe this, and actually get on board with this. Okay. What we have to understand is manifestation works like this. We have thoughts, we have beliefs. Okay. Our thoughts and our beliefs create a frequency. A frequency leads to our actions. There is more to this, but I want to really simplify for today. Okay. Our thoughts and our beliefs create a frequency. What's really important to understand is human behavior is not derived by what we need to do. Human behavior is derived by what we feel like doing, okay? If humans always did what they needed to do, right? Diets, losing weight, going to bed early enough, you know, actually eating a vegetable instead of just drinking coffee all day would be easy. That is not how humans operate. Humans do from a place of feeling, okay? Your thoughts create a feeling. This means that your thoughts directly lead to a feeling, which leads to an action, which leads to external results in your life. So let's take an example of this. Let's say one day you wake up and you're like, today, I'm going to trial out not waking up and telling myself that I'm shit at sales. Today, I'm going to use a new belief system that might not be like the ultimate abundance manifestation affirmation, but it's something I can get behind. And you're like, every day for the next 30 days, I'm going to say to myself, I am becoming, notice becoming is a bridging word, a master at sales. If you wake up every morning and you say to yourself, I am becoming a master at sales, what are you going to feel? Probably empowered, probably curious, probably excited, right? You're in a process of becoming, you're learning something new. What would you guys feel? And I want to see this in the chat. You're saying to yourself, you're waking up, I'm becoming a master of sales. You're feeling a feeling, right? You are feeling a feeling. And so if you're feeling empowered and energized, thank you, Sophie, and hopeful, thank you, Louise, inspired, look at all these beautiful words, what are your actions going to be? You're probably effortlessly going to start spending time learning the art of sales. You might buy a course on sales. You might just try selling, right? There are so many people that don't make money in their businesses because they don't sell. I run a golden rule, which is I sell every day. I think sales are wonderful. I sail every day. I sail every day. I sell every day. I do not sail ever, really, just to be accurate, okay? Trusting, grateful, light, certain. Certainty, by the way, is one of the most powerful frequencies when we're talking about manifestation. That's why, that's a whole conversation, but okay? Confident. Now, if you're getting on a discovery call, because let's say you do discovery calls and you're feeling relaxed, confident, trusting, grateful, light, certain, inspired, hopeful, and energized, what's that other person going to be picking up from you? They're probably going to feel safe. You're far more likely to close the sale. Okay? Because if you're on a discovery call and you're thinking to yourself, I'm really fucking shit at sales, you're probably going to be feeling anxious. You're probably not going to be trusting yourself. You're probably going to do your sales pitch, stumbling over your words like, oh my God, everyone hates me. Are you likely to close the sale? Would you buy from someone that is scared of selling to you? Or would you buy from someone that is speaking to you from a place of certainty and trust and gratitude and relaxation? This is so simple, but this is so powerful. And this is the work that I come back to every single day. Okay. Now let's look at the opposite flow. Okay. You've got a thought and your belief is, I'm shit at sales and selling is morally wrong. What's the frequency for you guys? If you're thinking in your head, I'm shit at sales, I'm shit at business, business is hard, oh my God, what is my life? Selling is morally wrong. What if Joe Blogs on the internet thinks that I'm immoral for selling? What if someone sends me a nasty message because they don't like me? Happens to me. I'm not gonna say all the time, but it does happen to me. Okay. So Shasha, can you get more clear? Instead of low frequency, yet defensive. Okay, what else? What else would you be feeling? Scarcity, bitter, anxious, nervous. Yeah. Pathetic. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Victim, insecure, afraid, stressed. Would you buy from someone vibrating in this? Would you be feeling safe and secure in your purchase? No. Inadequate, anxious, right? No. What actually changes in those two people? Is one inherently more worthy than the other? No. But their conditioning is different and it's going to give them a different result. And it all starts from your thinking. If I woke up one day, and I hope you guys really appreciate my graphic here, guys. It took me time to actually choose this one and it made me laugh, right? If I woke up, because this is how I used to approach sales, right? I'd be like, I'm shit at sales. I'm worried that someone's going to judge me for liking money. And honestly, that little graphic, like that was me in bed, like, you know, like I don't want to show up on social media and I don't want to do a reel and I don't want to put myself out there and what someone's mean to me. And I don't have a fucking pity pie. So you've got two outcomes there. Either I don't fucking sell because I'm too busy being in my head, which means no one can buy anyway, or I'm like the most anxious salesperson in the whole fucking world, right? The outcome is no sale. Okay. Outcome here. I made a sale. I made money. Yay. No fucking sale. Just a lot of anxiety. Same person. Okay. This is so simple. And I'm going to keep saying this. These are not hard concepts, but they will absolutely change your reality. For those of you guys that like have heard your thoughts change your reality and like you can't get on board with it because you're like, I don't understand the mechanism. This is how. This is one of the ways. There are other ways. We can talk about vibration. We can talk about the law of resonance. We can talk about imprinting things on consciousness on the universal plane, blah, blah, but we're not going to go into that. I'm not going to go that esoteric today. I just want you to understand this one flow. And I want you to ask yourself, when you wake up in the morning and you approach your business, what are the thoughts and beliefs that you're telling yourself? And I want to see them in the chat. And I want you to be seen in this. Okay, let's get really honest. Because only when we're really honest and we really allow ourselves to see ourselves, can there be change. Now, this is not an exam at school where you've got to get an A star, right? This is not a school where I'm like, oh, congratulations on good beliefs and good thoughts. No, this is a actually, let's become responsible. Let's have a look at ourselves. Let's have a look at how we've been sabotaging our financial growth in 2022 and change this shit, you know? I feel identified with the cat sometimes. Thank you for appreciating the cat, okay? A lot of thought, a lot of love went into this little cartoon cat. Cute, grumpy cat. I love the cat, love the grumpy cat, I love them. Yay for the cat love. I feel like I look like the cat right now with my tea. Some of you guys are the cat right now, okay? And some of you guys, it's just going to help you as you're going into 2023, and you can ask yourself, am I the empowered woman? Am I the woman who I was born to be, or am I the fucking grumpy cat? And you can use that as a check-in, okay? Yeah, at the moment, I can't do it and I'm not worthy. Beautiful. Thank you for bringing that. Thank you for bringing that. So what I want you to know is I can't do it and I'm not worthy has a destiny, but it doesn't mean that you're not worthy. It doesn't mean that you can't do it. It just means that you believe that. And through changing what you believe, you change your destiny. Okay. The cost of living is keeping people from spending. Oh, okay. Sophie, what if that wasn't true? Do you know some of the, this is a whole different conversation, but some of the biggest businesses actually made huge amounts of wealth in big times of recession. And I did a live on that in the School of IH. I should do this today. I really should. People don't want to part with their money. End of the year, no one buys. People don't care anymore. Today is going to be an amazing day. Love that. People won't want to pay what I charge as there are so many cheaper options out there. I need to give more to charge what I do. Okay, really interesting. All of these have got fates. People don't want to commit. Sophie is me right now. Okay, beautiful. I'm worthy of success. I'm worthy of wealth. I'm worthy of health. I'm worthy of becoming a millionaire. I'm good enough every morning and every evening. No more grumpy cats for 2023. Wow, we're getting lots going through in the chat, and I'm going to come back to this in a second. Just notice what you've written has got a fate. It's got a line of destiny. That's the piece, okay? So, check in with you. And we're going to do an exercise in a second. But is what you're holding in your consciousness creating the life that you want? And that's a yes, no answer. And actually, what you have to understand is what you're holding in your consciousness may have got you to the level that you're at now. And that's a good place to be. But there's more. So it's not that beliefs are good or bad, because there were beliefs that I had that got me to 6 figures. There were beliefs that I had that got me to $250,000. There were beliefs that I had that got me to 6-figure days, sales, and 6-figure months cash. But they're no longer applicable as I go to more. So let's try and get out of this place of thinking something's good or bad. Something has a fate. Something has a destiny. Is that what you want? It's neutral. We're not going to be assholes to ourselves, okay? So thinking to yourself, is what you're holding in your consciousness right now, is who you be in this moment. The person you need to be to have the 2023 that you really want. And that's a yes and a no in the chat. On my journey of becoming, no. Loving the family hugs, yes, no. Shanti, I can't see you, Louise, but of course Shanti's in the screen. I actually was like, Shanti looks like Maya, for those of you guys that know my dog, but she's smaller and she's very cute. I enjoy the fact that she's here. Dogs are always welcome. Any more of you? Yes or no? We've got many more of us than have written in the chat. I would love you to repeat the question, Hannah, if it could be possible. Yes. Your current conditioning, who you be in this moment, the thoughts, the beliefs that you hold right now, are they creating a 2023 that you actually want? Work in progress, yeah. Almost, yeah. And you'll notice as you do this work, it's not really this clear cut. Yeah. Working to the full embodiment, yeah. That's part of the process. And we'll talk about that. Yes, some no. That's going to be that way for a lot of you. Okay. For those of you guys that wrote no, this is really useful information. You want to set yourself up for the most extraordinary 2023 of your life. This is the work you've got to be doing right now. This is the secret sauce to business. This is how my financial results don't make sense. This is how my bank account is always increasing. This is how I can pay off this house by myself this summer and be on my way to tripling my savings. It doesn't fucking make sense. It's not logical. None of my financial results are logical. They don't make sense to my accountants. They don't make sense externally. My family don't get it, but they're real. What am I doing? I prioritize energetic mastery over anything and everything else, right? We have to prime our consciousness for the results we want before we implement the strategy, okay? This is the opposite of forcing our dreams into reality. It's actually going to the root cause of creation, right? And doing the strategy from a place of alignment. This is so much easier. There are so many people teaching business courses and they're like, you just got to put a post up every day and then you do this 1, 2, 3 steps and you bro market your way to success, right? If it was that fucking easy, a lot more people would be making a lot of money, right? If it was literally 1, 2, 3 success, probably wouldn't be here. So we've got to do this piece first. Okay. This is the work that takes you from trying to swim upstream to holy fucking shit, is this my life? And I just got a message from Shasha, who's in the group, the Integrity and in the School of IH, saying that she's been priming the belief in her consciousness that she always wakes up to opportunities in her emails. And today she got an email literally giving her a coaching position. This stuff works. This is the core of building. Shasha's like, yes! Shasha's still riding the gratitude wave because it just landed her in inbox today. Okay. We never get too advanced for this work. Sometimes our brain tells us, this is so simple. I already know this. We come back to this. We come back to this. We come back to this. Okay. So let's do the activity. Let's start shifting our consciousness. I want you to take a journaling pad or a pad of paper, and I literally want you to write down all of the beliefs and thoughts that you have right now that are not a match to where you are going. What is not a match to where you're going? Okay. What are the feelings that you've got right now that are not a match to your going? You can even pop in, what are the actions that you're doing right now that are not a match to where you're going? One of them could be, for example, hiding and never selling. It's probably going to mean that you don't sell. Because it was right what you guys said in the chat. It's not as clear cut as yes or no. Some yes, some no. Let's clear our frequency up. everything that's within you that's not in alignment to where you want to go. We'll get it down on a piece of paper. I'm going to brain dump it out. You're struggling to come up with everything. Just think, what is my inner chatter when I do my marketing? What's my inner chatter as I think about 2023? What's my inner chatter? If you want to know your resistance, think about your goal, what you actually desire to call in 2023, and then just observe all of the things that your brain tells you and reasons that your brain tells you that it's not possible for you. And if you're done just dropping in an emoji in the chat, you've got time to go through this and do this again as many times as you need after the live session. And just asking yourself, and I'm not doing this to be dick, I'm doing this to just give you clarity. What is the line of fate and what is the destiny for these beliefs? And remind yourself that it does not matter, because you are in control of your life, that you are the creator. And it's better to get this stuff out than to have it circling within us and we're just like, la, 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 it doesn't exist. We have to see it to clear it, okay? Of course, Louise has popped in a euro bill. Look at that. I thought it was going to be a dollar bill, but it was a euro. I appreciate that. All of the emojis coming in. Okay. A pill of them? Do you mean a pile, babe? I'm not, if you could take money in a pill and then you're suddenly wealthy, I think that would sell really well. I mean, a pile, yeah. I was going to say. Okay. I'm open to both. Yeah, same, babe. I'm open to both. Okay, can I have a volunteer? Please self-select, Louise. Okay, Louise, can you pop down one of your beliefs that's come up that you think this is not a match to where I'm going. Okay. Of course, we're talking about the 100K offers. It wouldn't be Louise if we weren't talking about the 100K offers. Okay. If I charge 100,000, it will take too long to sell. I'm guessing, Louise. I need to go lower. Yeah. Okay. So if I had a belief like this is the process that I would do. And this is really, really simple. Okay. And so we're just going to put this through a really simple equation. Everything that we believe about ourselves, right? The core of manifestation is identity, right? We shift our life by becoming a new version of us. So when we want to clear a belief, right? So we see the fate of Louise's belief. If I charge 100,000, it's going to take a really long time. I need to go lower. The assumption there is to make sales now, right? What's the fate of that? The fate of that is that it's going to take me a really long time to sell 100,000. And the fate of that and the action leading to that is probably not selling the 100,000s and selling lower packages. Okay. Even though the desire is selling 100,000. So we take it and we say, I forgive myself, right? For judging myself as that I am that selling 100K takes too long and I have to go lower. So what we're doing is we're taking 100% responsibility for the belief. We're taking 100% responsibility for judging ourselves as that, right? In that responsibility, we're taking a step back. We're seeing it's just a judgment. We're seeing it's just a thought pattern. And we say, I forgive myself for judging myself as that I am, that if I charge 100K, it will take too long. And that I am that I need to go lower. And then we program in a new belief. And the new belief is, my new truth is, and Louise, do you want to fill that out? What would your new truth be? And so we start shifting reality by choosing a belief that's in alignment with what we desire, which I assume is Louise selling a 100K offer. My new truth is, Louise like, tomorrow. Tomorrow, it's happening tomorrow, right? My new truth is that if I charge 100K, I will magnetize the perfect person who is excited to sign up tomorrow and work together. Now, I want you to imagine that every day, Louise, instead of thinking, if I charge 100K, it's going to take too long and I've just got to charge something less, right? Who would probably maybe feel frustrated. She'd probably maybe feel impatient. It would probably lead her to selling things that she doesn't want to sell, right? How is Louise going to feel and act when every morning she's waking up and she's saying, my new truth is that if I charge, well, actually, let's make it identity. My new truth is that I am that if I charge 100K, the perfect person will come tomorrow. Louise is probably going to be lit up. She's probably going to be like, the person's coming tomorrow. I'm going to just put it everywhere. I'm going to tell everyone that I'm making 100K offers. And then people actually know that I'm making 100K offers. What is the likelihood that Louise is going to sign 100K faster? Let's go for champagne. Yeah, that's what Louise would be doing, right? Can someone else give me another example so we can put this through? What I want you to see as we work through every single belief, right? We're forgiving ourselves. I forgive myself for judging myself, right? You're not saying you're a dick for thinking the wrong things and then getting into a negative spiral about how you're such a terrible human that you can't even think good thoughts. That's literally going to get you nowhere. So many people do this work that way. No, you're literally saying, I forgive myself for having that erroneous thought. I forgive myself for making that judgment about my reality. I forgive myself for having a fucking thought, right? I see that that's not creating what I desire. Oh, cool. I'm the empowered creator of my life. What do I want to be true for me? Because I know what I think will become my reality. Okay? We've got a lot coming through here. So let's take this. Let's do this together. What would this look like? Right? I forgive myself for judging myself as that I am that. It's going to be hard to study and work and coach at the same time. How many of you guys are telling yourself that all of the time? You're judging your life as hard because you've got to balance all of these things. You're not allowing for ease to come through. If we're constantly going, it's going to be hard to do all the things that I desire. How can ease come through? It can't, because you don't believe that it exists. You don't believe that it's possible. So Faye, let's do this. I forgive myself for judging myself as that I am, that it's going to be hard to study and work and coach all at the same time or at the start. My new truth is, what is your new truth? What is actually in alignment with the destiny, the fate that you want? What's the new truth? And I want you to be thinking about this for yourself, because we literally shift. You know, I got in this situation, as Louise typed that in, I got in this situation, and I've talked to my clients about this summer, where I had to pay off the house and blah, blah, and I was put in all to these financial situations that I didn't see coming, and it was very frightening, and I was very alarmed. And I promise you, I got down, I wrote out all of my fear-based beliefs as I was navigating what felt like a personal cataclysm. Even though in hindsight it wasn't, it felt that way. Okay, I'm very dramatic, I'm very Spanish. That's what I felt like I was going through. And I literally painstakingly went through all of my beliefs. I changed them, and I painstakingly wrote out all of my new truths and read them myself in the mirror until it showed up. That was the month that I hit 6 figures cash for the first time in my life. Is that a coincidence? No. This works. Okay. My new truth is that all flows with ease, and I'm able to make time for everything plus all the rest. And I can start coaching tomorrow. See that shift that Louise has had? Not Louise, sorry, Faye has had. Sorry, babe, love you. That Faye has had. I can start coaching tomorrow, right? Suddenly, she's actually doing the things. Suddenly, she's actually coaching, because when she's in a headspin about, I can't do all of these things at once, is she going to be taking action on her dreams? No. What is the fate of not taking action on your dreams? Them not happening. What changed? Her thinking. Tiny shifts at root cause, big shifts in reality. Final one. Okay, Abby, I forgive myself for judging myself as that I am that I can't create big wealth quickly on a new path as a DJ and a Tantra facilitator. Isn't that heavy? We've already decided I can't create big wealth quickly as a DJ and a Tantra facilitator. So what you're doing on an energetic basis and a perceptual basis is literally, you're not going to be able to see all of the huge money-making opportunities, because you're saying from the get-go, I can't make big wealth. You're the one that's declaring that. So it's like you're going to tunnel vision because the ego wants to be right. Even if it's not what we want, you're saying, I can't create big wealth. And so you won't. So what's your new truth? Beautiful, amazing. I love these coming through. Abby, what is your new truth? And we want to choose our new truths as something that we can get behind. They can't be so outrageously huge that we can't get behind them energetically. Right? And I'm seeing some of you guys. Yeah. Amazing, Susan. Yeah. My new truth is I am creating epic wealth very quickly as I offer myself my gifts as a DJ facilitator, and it feels good. If you're declaring in the morning, I am creating epic wealth very quickly, I'm in my gifts. What is your consciousness open to? It's open to opportunity. What are you going to be in alignment to? Ideas that make epic wealth. You cannot have a huge money-making idea whilst you're thinking that you can't make money. It's like, it's not a match. So if you wake up every morning and you're like, oh, I can't make money this way, you're probably not going to feel very enthusiastic. You're probably not going to have huge money-making ideas, right? If you're waking up every morning and you're like, I'm making epic wealth as a DJ and facilitator, you might have the audacity to be like, yeah, I'm going to charge this many thousands for this specific thing. And I'm going to go to an exclusive community where 10K isn't much for them. By the way, there are people that charge anything from 10 to 40K for an hour of speaking, right? There's people that charge far more. If you're coming with an actual gift and you're going to the right audience, right? The right audience is someone who doesn't even notice a 10K payment. From the offset, you're going to be making more money than you would be selling a workshop for 10 euros, right? But you have to be open to that thinking. It's the same thing. I don't have the money to invest for this. You're not going to find the way. You're not going to find the way. Responsibility. Everything is possible. Are you willing to do the work to make it happen? This is the work. The audacity, that's the source, having the audacity to believe you are that girl. Yeah. You've got to decide that you're the fucking one today. You want to have the best 2023 of your life. You've got to decide that you're the one. You cannot wait for someone to come knock on the door and say, I see you. No, you've got to fucking see yourself first. Again, building block. Foundational. My new truth is that I now receive at least one assignment every month. People gladly pay me for the service that I always provide. Beautiful. Amazing. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes, because I don't want us to go over, to throw in at least one in the chat so I can see them. You can guess what your homework is. A session with me is not a session without homework. Apparently, I have not left school, okay? I'm like, you've all got homework. You're going to enjoy it. It's going to be lovely. So ideally, we write down all of our beliefs and rewrite them. You've got your beliefs. You've got your judgments. You might think of more as you're going through your life, right? Tomorrow you might wake up, because you're aware of this, and this is something you can practice. You can literally just write down every shitty thing you say to yourself in the morning. And then tomorrow evening, you can go through them all and you can reframe them like this. But I want to make sure that we all get one in the chat now, so I can make sure that we've all got this. My truth is that I'm getting clear on my business. My new truth is that I'm getting clear on my business and I'm planning an epic launch in 2023. Yeah. I want to see the forgiveness piece and I want to see the new truth, because I want to see the journey that you're all going on. It's a journey. Each belief is a journey. Okay. And belief by belief, you're shifting your destiny. And for those of you guys that are like, I don't want to be seen in this, then this is extra special for you. This is extra important that you do it. Okay. I love that, Sophie. Customers choose us over all others and love spending money. If you've got the belief that customers choose you over all others and love spending money, my bet is you're going to have some creative ideas that come through to make that reality. Brilliant, Catherine. My new truth is what I do transforms people's health, so they don't even question what I charge. They want to pay me because I'm actually worth a lot more. Yeah. I don't really have people question what I charge. And if I do, it really goes over my head because I charge what I charge. Right? I forgive myself for feeling unworthy of financial growth and success. Yeah. Jennifer, what's the belief behind feeling unworthy? Why are you unworthy? Yeah. One more minute. Hi, Natalie. I forgive myself for believing that I need more qualifications to be worthy and accepted. Thank you for bringing that to the table, because how many of us have got that? My new truth is that I already know so much and serve my clients deeply so I can feel safe in what I know. Yeah. My new truth is I am the one. How many of you guys need to have that? My new truth is I am the fucking one, right? My belief is that I'm not good enough. Yeah. So sometimes there'll be an even more of a core belief. So Jennifer, I want to work with you to work with that. I forgive myself for judging myself as that I'm not good enough. My new truth is that anything that you can get beyond, behind. Above, beyond, what I mean is behind. I forgive myself for judging myself as that I'm not a good seller and I'm financially and emotionally unstable. My new truth is that I'm a great seller and real estate, and I attract seriously wealthy buyers and I'm financially abundant and emotionally stable. Yeah. I forgive myself for thinking I'm too lazy and not disciplined enough to run my business. My new truth is that I'm disciplined, energized, and empowered. I run my business with ease and fun. I have incredible clients who are a match for me and my energy. Yeah. And Shasha, I see that really not being in the distant future for you. I really see that being born now. How many of us have things like this? I believe that I'm not consistent. I believe that I don't have discipline. You can't have discipline. Not that I really believe in discipline, but anyway, let's use that as an example. You can't be consistent if you don't believe that you are consistent, right? Because here's the thing, it's like our beliefs actually block our ability. There is a study, and I'm going to share this as these come through, right, that was done in children. It took children that were D's, E's, C's, and below, right? I don't know if you all in different countries do the same rating system at school, but basically it took a population of children, right, that all were getting very low grades, and they worked on a therapy to implant new belief systems, like I am smart, I am worthy, I am good enough. They did not, okay, implement a new study system or extra tuition. They purely worked on beliefs. What happened? Those children became A-grade students. The ability to be an A-grade student always existed within that child, but the belief blocked the ability. Where are you blocking your ability? With your beliefs. I used to have a belief that I was a really small, tiny person and I could not be the face of a company and visibility would kill me, pretty much. I've gone from very, very shy and very, very anxious. Like I was the typical child that like did everything to like squeeze myself behind my mother's leg so no one could ever see me. Business was very triggering. For me initially, I didn't sleep for weeks before speaking and giving workshops. When I actually shifted the belief that I was timid and shy and people didn't want to hear me or see me, oh, guess what I learned? That I'm actually a very good public speaker. This is what I based my business on. All I do is teach. That is the foundation of my business. That ability was unblocked by changing a belief. Okay? These are so amazing. Brilliant. And I'm going to go through these. So what's your next step? Is this it? Is this that you come to a workshop and you say, my new truth is la, 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 and then your life is amazing? No, that would be a lie. I would be lying to you. That is not what happens, okay? This is the first seed that has been planted. For many of you, this is the 100th seed. It doesn't matter what seed it is, but this is a seed in consciousness. We do not shift our consciousness by saying something once. We have to live it. We have to become it. Louise, I think it was, nailed it. She says, I'm starting with the beliefs, but I've not embodied it yet. What does it mean to embody a belief? It means to live it. Next part of your homework. You're going to collect your new truths. You're going to burn or you're going to chuck away the things that you're forgiving yourself for. And you're going to make it your mission to close the years this year and live those statements. So what we've got here, let me take the newest new truth. My new truth is life inspires me in every moment, and I create my business for a little bit each day and sell wholesome offers consistently from a relaxed place. So if I was Benedetta, I would have my new truths, and then I would ask myself, okay, how can I live that today? You literally have to breathe life into these beliefs. How can I embody that today? Right? One way that you can embody it is through conversation. So if someone says to you, oh, my business, it's so hard at the moment. And old you might have been like, yeah, business is so hard. Don't you hate sales? Sales is the worst. Money is terrible. Money is the devil, right? But new you that has read their new truths in that morning, what are you going to do? You're going to speak from that place. You're going to be that version of you. And you're going to say, life is just inspiring me, right? I've always got these creative ideas for new offerings. And initially, it might feel like you've gone to a designer store that you've never shopped in and you're trying on these boots and you like them, but they feel weird and it's not quite you. It's fine. That's just a sign that you're shifting identity. That's just a sign that you're shifting the line of fate. It's not meant to be comfortable. If it's comfortable, it's old self. It's comfortable to join the people that are complaining that no one wants to buy in the recession. That's comfortable. That's easy. It takes 28 days to rewire a new truth, a new belief in your brain, on average, if done consistently. So we got to stick to this every single day for the next 28 days. You got to create a whole list of new truths. And then you've got to water those little seedlings every single day for at least 28 days. And sometimes it might be, was it bamboo? Ever? Are you there? How long does bamboo take to grow? You might be watering that seed for 10 of the next 12 months. But one day that's going to sprout. It's not going to sprout if you don't water it. It's not going to sprout if you don't show up for this work. The velocity that something comes into life does not make it better, does not make it worse. Right? But only if we show up to this work consistently can we know that your success is inevitable. Faye says, thank you for saying it's not comfortable. It's not comfortable. This is core deep work. Shift your personality, shift your personal reality. Right? Joe Dispenza, that's what he says. That's not mine. To be very clear, that is definitely patented by someone else. You want to have the best 2023 of your life, start priming your consciousness now. Start making spiritual and energetic mastery a must. It's a non-negotiable. It's like, you know, you wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth. You're not like, fuck my teeth. Or you're not like, fuck showering, right? I hope not. I don't know. Maybe some of you might be like, I actually have decided to give up showers for 2023. I would question that decision, but, you know, for me, this work is essential as sleeping, cleaning my teeth, having a shower, and eating. It's a baseline activity if you want to consciously create in 2023, and then all the years afterwards. I met the boss of Bebblefish. He said, do things as fast as you can and get them out there and respond to feedback and develop. Yeah. Babe, you might not be surprised. I do not think before the things that we offer, we're always like, we had an idea, let's try it. I mean, you're going to see what I'm going to sell at the end of this, and you're going to be like, clearly you guys did not think about this. Because what I'm going to sell you is it's basically going to be like, I had an idea that reminded of me being a child, and then I got my designer to do a visual for you, and I'm really excited to sell it, right? Because it gets to be fun, right? We get to just do the things. This is why I always say to people, feel and move. There is an energy that is alive with you, right? There is an energy that exists in the universe, but usually our fear and our indecision means that we miss the moment. Feel, move, flow with life. So we take your judgments and your icky, sticky beliefs, we transform them into new truths, and every single day we water them until they show up. Because some of you guys will be like, it's been 3 days and I'm not a millionaire yet. Until they show up, okay? Bob Proctor talked about this. Someone once asked him, when do you give up on a goal? Because it's not aligned, and da-da-da. And he said, you never give up on a goal. It took him over 50 years to achieve one of his goals. Can you imagine the staying power there? Can you imagine the faith and the trust? Right? We're not in a rush. If you're in a rush and you'll only be happy when the things come, pretty miserable existence. Bye, Abby, darling. Final piece to this, okay? You can always backwards engineer your goals. You literally ask yourself, and I do this as a morning practice, what do I want? I want money, I want joy, I want phenomenal sex, I want love, I want spaciousness, I want health. I want all my little cells to be vibrating with joy. Backwards engineer it. It's a simple equation. This is not complicated. And you ask yourself, what must you feel? What must you believe? And what must you do to be a match to your desired result? And you don't wait to have those fucking things to be that. Because if not, you'll be waiting a lifetime. That's the catch-22 of if-when. You become that now. You think, you feel, and you do from the present goal in the present moment. There was this big piece, and I'm going to talk about my summer again, where I had 6 figures in bills in September, I think it was. And I was like, holy fucking shit, I've got 6 figures in bills. This is really scary. And then I felt really unsafe. And I felt really scared. And there was a few nights that I lay in bed like, and I didn't sleep. Helped nothing. And I remembered in that moment, I'm letting my external environment shape my inner reality. That means that I'm becoming a victim of life. And this is not what I've learned. This is not what I teach. And I'm a creator, and I know that I create inside out. So what was the first thing that I did? Try to avoid my bills? Try to force change through changing my reality? No. I had to find the feeling of wealth, and had to find the feeling of safety within. I had to find the beliefs, right, that were matched to, I've paid off everything this month and my savings haven't been touched, which, by the way, is what happened. Becoming a creator is deciding that we are bigger than our circumstances always. We do not let our external determine our internal. We let our internal determine our external. You want to consciously create the most extraordinary 2023 of your life. Get clear on what you want the external result to be. And then find the match internally. And then water that seed until it shows up. That's the equation. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that. But we don't just do it one day. We do it day after day after day. And just think about me. If you do it one day and then a week goes by, just say to yourself, oh, I didn't shower for a week. Is that good? Probably not, right? Okay, until the 4th of January is 28 days, guys, apparently. Thank you for working that out. Definitely doing belief system with my teeth. Brilliant. I love that. Match it with a habit. Okay, I've marked 28 days in my calendar. Can't wait to get started or do something every day as I clean my teeth. I can do this. Yeah, you can sing your new beliefs in the fucking shower if you want. You can do it whatever you want. Now, here's the final piece, and we're going to go over, because obviously this is me, but we're probably only going to go over by 5 minutes, okay? And you're going to want to wait to the end, because I'm going to do some really interesting offers that are going to really excite you, and you can see how much of a child I actually am within myself, but you can probably see that I'm already a child because you saw my grumpy little cartoon and how I probably laughed at that by myself for 10 minutes today in my office, because that's how I work, guys. Final piece that we need to understand. We need to understand the concept of energetic momentum. Okay, you might think, how is Hannah always making sales? We make sales most days. It's not that common for me to have a day where I don't receive cash. We're making sales most days. This did not used to be our reality. It used to feel very, very hard to make a sale. Tam, did it used to feel very hard to make a sale? Yes. It was very, very stressful. It was very, very hard. Okay. Does it feel hard to make a sale this year, Tam? Does it blow our mind because money's always coming in and we're like, how the fuck does money come in? We're like, who is this? Why are all these people wanting to pay us? We're delighted, okay? That's it. Tam's like, yes, we are, because we've been stressed. So we're delighted that this shit works. Basically, Tam's on the back end of everything. Why? Is it just that I repeat my affirmations every day in the fucking mirror? No. What have I created in my business? I've created a state of energetic momentum, a state of acceleration. I live in a state of acceleration that comes to finances and money. What does this mean? The compound effect, and listen to that, the compound effect, it's the most important thing that you will hear in energetics, okay? The compound effect is the impact of doing small spiritual practices again and again and again. And you pick up momentum 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 until suddenly you're fucking flying. And now we found easy. When we start repeating these new truths to ourselves every morning, and we maybe start posting on social media every single day, and we start deciding that we're going to show up, and we start embodying our new self-image, guess what it's going to feel? Hard, most likely, right? You've got this big goal for 2023. Maybe it's selling a high ticket offer. Maybe it's doing your first 6 figures. Maybe it's becoming a millionaire. Maybe it's selling your first 100K. And you look in front of you and it feels like you're climbing a massive mountain. And it feels like you've got to bring this big ball up the mountain, right? That's how it can sometimes feel when we start changing beliefs. There's effort, guys. There is mental effort. When someone says to you, how's your business? And you want to go, I hate my business and I hate my life. And you actually say, I just feel, slightly more tapped into creativity every day. That's going to feel like effort, because you're literally going to have to not choose a habitual thinking pattern and choose something else. Effort. Also, what's the fun thing that happens in our first stages of creating a manifestation? You can't see the results, guys. You can't see the results. I'm not saying that it's impossible that your thing will show up tomorrow, but I'm just saying for many of us, it won't show up tomorrow. And so what do? It's not working. And what happens when we've got a belief that it's not working? We feel sorry for ourselves. And then with that fucking grumpy little, what was it? A rabbit? I don't know. Was it a cat? What was the animal? I can't remember. And then we stop doing the things. You want to build energetic acceleration. You've got to keep climbing that mountain, baby. You've got to keep pulling that boulder up. Even if you don't see results. Even if it means trusting in the unseen. Even if sometimes your brain goes, fuck Hannah and her stupid manifestation. I reckon some of you guys may have had that idea pop through your mind. I'm okay with that. I used to think that about my manifestation teacher sometimes, and I was like, I've worked really hard, nothing's changing. Okay. Stage 1, we're climbing the mountain. Stage 2, you kind of got in a little rhythm, yeah? You're like doing the things, it doesn't feel that icky, and you're starting to feel, now Susanna went through this recently, you're starting to feel an emotional shift. You're like, nothing's really changed in my life, but I feel really good. That was like me this summer. And I've gone through this process 1 trillion times, okay? But that's like me this summer. I was like, I've still got 6 figures to pay in bills, but I am sleeping, feeling really safe. I'm enjoying my saunas. I am, you know, nothing's changed yet, but I'm like, you know, buying a dress, putting some glitter on, feeling funky. I sound like an old woman, I'm sorry for my extreme uncoolness, but you know what I mean, okay? Feeling funky, guys, and there's some glitter. Kiss on my dog, nothing's changed in my reality. But suddenly what felt like a huge boulder up a mountain, I'm like, this just feels like a gentle stroll, right? Keep going, you keep going. You keep doing the things. Everything keeps compounding. Everything keeps compounding. Everything keeps compounding. We've made stage 3. Stage 3 is energetic momentum. It's living in a stage of energetic acceleration. Acceleration has been built because of the compound effect. I've written here, life feels like a party. In my head, this made sense. I don't know if this does make sense, but I'm like, that boulder that we continued and took up a hill, now that's like a disco ball. You can tell that I live in Ibiza. I'm like, now it's a disco ball and I'm dancing and all the sales are coming in, and that's energetic momentum. That's what I feel like Tam and I are living in at the moment, right? Black Friday, we're like, holy shit, all these people are buying stuff from us. You know, we're like, everyone's buying things. Like, we're as amazed as you guys. I've been manifesting this for a long time. And to be fair, we've been living in a state of acceleration for pretty many months now, right? But it doesn't stop being exciting. I'm like, every sale, even if it's like a €1 sale, I'm like, this is the best thing ever, right? Actually, what I want you to know is that those 2 little people with a disco ball are actually Tamsin and I in our current present moment, right? We're like, la, 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 right? But that's been the compound effect of actually years. So you got to stay in the game. You got to hold the feeling. You got to hold the belief in time. I would be doing you a disservice if I said, guys, you fixed it. You completed reality. You're done. This one workshop, you don't need any, like, that would be a lie. I don't want to lie to you. You gotta show up regularly, right? We spend a lot of time laughing faces, like, what is happening? Like, babe, did you just see there was another 20K paid full? Like, I'm like, this is nice, you know? This, yeah, and I promise you, and it's, and maybe it'll get to a stage where I stop finding it exciting. I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think it's the gratitude and the awe that we live in, right, as a frequency is what keeps bringing more. And so that's a disclaimer, not a disclaimer, but that's a little bit of a giveaway of the frequencies we want to be living in to create the life that we want, right? You can track that back. What thoughts, feelings do I need to be having to live in a state of gratitude and awe? Go look at a sunset and a sunrise and really take that in. What are you going to feel? You've got to find the things in your life that create the frequency of what you want. So when Louise said, I would be drinking champagne, it's not a fucking joke. If Louise gets in a bath and there's glittery disco balls everywhere and a glass of champagne there, and that makes her feel in a set frequency, she's actually in a greater alignment to what she wants. That's a business decision. You still got to run the business, but that's still a business decision. You're now in alignment instead of force. You can't force and be in alignment. It's a choice. They're separate frequencies. They're separate realities. Okay. So what are your next steps? Is everyone clear on what we've done till now? Are there any questions before we move through? Can you recap the homework? Yeah. Take all your beliefs, and I will tell you after I've shared the next ways that you can work with me for the rest of the year if you want. I will share a little bit about the homework and the next steps at the end. But you take your unaligned thinking and unaligned beliefs and unaligned judgments, and you shift them all into new truths. Then every single day for the next 28 days, or as long as it takes, for you to believe these with utter certainty. How do you know something's programmed in? It feels true. That's how you know. If it doesn't feel true, it's not programmed. You're just saying a line. Right? 28 days you water those seeds. 28 days you live those truths. Right? How does the version of you that believes that, how do they act in their day-to-day? What type of actions do you take in your business when you start with your new truths? If your new truth is, I love sales, how are you going to sell to mean that you love it? Right? We let go of the forgiveness part. So the forgiveness part is so we just don't get in like a fucking head funk because we do this, hating ourselves for having negative thinking, right? The forgiveness part is just so once you've got all of them done, you then take the new truths and you put them on a separate piece of paper and you get rid of the forgiveness part. You only want to be nourishing the new truths. We want to be getting to the point that we even forget what we had to forgive. Sometimes I've got a set of beliefs now that I'm like, I don't even know where these started from. Okay. If you're feeling very, very serious about 2023, I have two offers for you. I have two ways that we can keep holding the energetic momentum, because this is what this is about. We've created something that's called the Energetic Accelerator. It is a 6-week challenge. Why? Because momentum is built through time. It starts on Monday and it goes until the 24th. I actually think it's the 26th of January. And it's really fun. It's going to look like this every Monday, every Wednesday, and every Friday. You are going to get a workshop that in itself is life-changing emailed to you. And you will get an actionable step. It's either going to be journaling or something that you have to do in your day-to-day. It is intentionally put together process for 6 weeks to make sure that you are keeping alignment with your goals instead of just coming to today and going straight back to your old self. The biggest feedback that we get with the bundles is like, I don't know where to start. So we decided to actually create a framework for you every Monday, every Wednesday, every Friday. Why are we doing this specifically through Christmas for the first time ever? Okay, for the first time ever. Because what typically happens in Christmas is that we forget to do all the things that feel good, that keep us in a good place. We're like, I'm going to go drink sherry with my uncle. I don't know. I just feel like that's what people would do in an old school English scene. I'm going to go meet mince pies. And we've already discussed that spiritual hygiene is as important as showering. So this is going to keep you in a rhythm of Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I use the word challenge intentionally, right? And there's going to be times where you're like, I don't want to listen to Hannah for an hour. Actually, I say that, but my clients listen to me for hours on hours and hours, and I always get the feedback that they're happy to listen to me for hours and hours and hours. So maybe you won't feel that, okay? And then you have an actionable step. all of these actionable steps are actually designed to build a state of energetic momentum and hold it. Just the workshops, if you join the School of IH, would be over 2,500. So I want you to understand the insane value that we're now putting this at 555 euros. That's all it is. Tam, you can put a link in the chat. It's 555 euros until December 9th, where it will be 777 euros. And you can literally see the prices there. Because I'm all about like selling and being honest, right? You can buy it whenever you want. You can buy it December 14th, but it's going to be that price. So if you know that you want this, now is the time. Why? We always talk about this. Feel and move. Feel and move. Feel and move. Right? If the desire is there, trust the current. Let life lead you. If you're part of the School of IH, you're going to get this for €1. The only reason that we're putting this at €1, and it doesn't go up, okay, guys? It's not going to be like €1, €2, €3, €4. It's €1 always, right? The reason that we're putting it as €1 if you're in the School of IH in any capacity, from anything from 1-to-1 to the School of IH, it's because we want you to make the actual commitment. I want you to intentionally, if you're in the School of IH, think about this. Are you committed to this? Are you going to actually do this, right? Because this isn't, and I always say this, I don't want you to just give me your money and not do this. I want you to give me your money if you're committed to this, right? So if you're in the School of IH, it's €1. €1, and it's going to take you through the Christmas period. And we're actually going to track, how do I feel now? And how do I feel at the end? I bet a lot of you are going to feel like a whole new version of yourself. Okay? Because it's the consistency. Is anyone who purchased the masterclass bundle included in the €1 offer? No. It's the School of IH and above. Because no one in any of the masterclass bundles has access to any of these classes or prompts. This is all like School of IH material. Yeah, here's the link for the School of IH members to get this for £1. It's actually going to be monumental, and I'm so excited for it. Okay. Here's the thing. Everything that you desire is possible. Are you willing? First thing. Okay. Now you might be looking at this, and my designer was literally like, Hannah, this is the least on-brand thing that you've ever done in your life, but it's fucking Christmas and I want to mark it however the fuck I want. I believe that sales is fun. I believe that business is fun, basically. So for those of you guys that are American or didn't grow up in the UK and didn't have pick and mix sweets from Woolworths, actually, I'd like to see an emoji in the chat if you did grow up in the UK and you had pick and mix from Woolworths, because I found out, right, that no one got the fucking reference that lived in America, which is like a lot of my clients, right? So if you're from the UK, thank you, and you got pick and mix from Woolworths, I would really appreciate just an emoji in the chat so you guys know that I'm with. Thank you. Okay, thank you for our British humans. For those of you that didn't grow up in the UK and don't know what Woolworths is, you might be assuming from this visual that pick and mix is... Thank you to everyone knowing what pick and mix is. I was the weird kid who loved licorice. Babe, I loved licorice too, okay? When we were children in the UK, and when I behaved really well, my parents would take me to Woolworths and they'd be like, you can get sweets and you can put them in this pot and you can pick whatever you desire and what you want. So what we want to do for bonuses, for those of you guys that are like, no, I know that I'm really serious about making 2023 the most incredible year of my life, right? And I know that long-term mentorship is part of that. For those of you guys that are like, actually, I'm going to set myself up for success, we want to be offering you a pick and mix bonus system, which I'm so excited about. So please be excited with me, right? To celebrate your commitment to self, not just for a short-term container, but for the next year of your life, okay? You'll be entering now, but you will get a year starting from January 1st. So it will literally be a completion of a year. And as you can see, if you decide to sign up in the next 24 hours, because we're all about fast action bonuses. We're all about feeling and moving, okay? You'll get 2 items from the pick and mix plus the energetic accelerator, okay? Because if you're in long-term containers, you get the energetic accelerator. And you get 2 pick and mix. So you can have, you know, Awakening the Wild Woman or the Healing Bundle, or you can have me guest teaching your program. You can have Multidimensional Business. You can have an energetic clearing with one of my support coaches. You can have, you know, if you choose to start the mastermind, or if you choose to start the one-to-one, you will also get an extra 2-hour strategy call for your business, and we'll actually talk strategy. You can get 1 month of me in a Voxer channel, which is basically like a text channel, and we basically talk about your business, and I really support you to create the foundations in the actual structural and practical aspects. Okay, you get Healthy Wealth, the workbook, you can choose that as well, and you'll be getting an upgrade to that for free. There's all of the different things. Okay, so you can pick 2 or you can pick 1 if you join before the 12th, which is Monday. So you've now got 2 options if you want to continue, right? The energetic accelerator, which is a short-term commitment. Some of us work best with short-term commitments, or the pick and mix bonuses if you want to be in my world for an extra year, which I would love. I grew up in Germany and I got pick and mix as a kid as well. See, Germany, okay, Germany has pick and mix, brilliant. Pocket money got me so many sweets. Yeah, I was saying to my designer, I was like, babe, I need you to make me a visual that is a pick and mix. And she was like, what the fuck does that mean? So we learned that this did not exist in America. It was not called this, okay? I trust that if you guys are feeling the urge, you will move on it. Tam, will you put the application for all of our high ticket programs? So anything from the School of IH, the certification, the mastermind, or one-to-one, it is application only. I've always talked about this. For me, a sale has to be aligned in the fact that it has to be the highest, like in highest service to me and highest service to you. Okay, it's not just about like getting as many people in our containers. That's not how I do sales. So the application form for that is in there, and we will have an honest conversation of, are you ready for this? Is this the right time for you? Is this actually the right step? Okay, and that's always the same from the School of IH up. But here are your other next steps, okay? We have a Q&A to go through this on Friday. We love a Q&A. In your email, you'll have got allocated a support coach. So message your support coach or me, or there'll be a thread on the Facebook group to throw in your questions, and we'll go through the questions on Friday on a live at 3 p.m. because I know we have a workshop like this and then questions come, right? We apply it and questions come, and we apply it and questions come. So you've got a couple of dates to absorb this into your consciousness, and then we can work through it. So make sure that you pop that in your calendar, and I put there attend. The second thing is for you guys to actually get clarity. What do you want 2023 to look like? Backwards engineer it. Do what we just did in that slide, right? And you'll get access to these slides. We can put these in the Facebook group. So make sure you are in Integrative Healers, right? Get that final stage. Where do you want to be at the end of December 2023? Get really honest. Where do you want to be? Not where do you think you can be? Not where does your family want you to be? Not where does your partner want you to be? Not where have you been this year? Where do you actually fucking want to be? And get really, really serious about it, because I coach action takers, I coach leaders, I coach visionaries, I coach peak performers, right? So we have to know where we're going. We have to know where we're going. Maybe not all the details, but we have to know where we're going. Get clear, 2023, where do you want to be? Track it back. What are the actions? What are the moves that you're making now? What are the doings? What are the beings? What are the feelings? What are the thinkings that are in alignment to that? And make a commitment to yourself, whether or not you invest with me or not. Take one thing away from this. Become that now. Manifestation is instant in the fact that we can find the feeling of having the thing that we want in this moment. Make a choice. Make a choice. Are you going to allow your life to just be the fate of your current conditioning? Or are you going to become greater than your outer circumstance and commit to creating internally? Not just dipping your toe in, not just trying to see if it works, but being like, Sophie, it makes me laugh when you joined the School of IH and then you watched a live like every day for how many days, Sophie? Sophie was like, I will dive into the pool of it in a healing. How many days, how many lives did you watch? When you joined the School of IH, there's something like 100 and something. How is it? You watched, so she listened to over 100 lives in a month. Is that correct? Yeah. So These are the kind of women that we attract. And then make a decision. Is the Energetic Accelerator calling you? Are you feeling a long-term commitment? Do you want to have a conversation with me? Do you want to send me an audio being like, "Han babes, this is where I'm at," and I can honestly respond to you? I love that, right? Or are you already supported? Do you already have the investments, the trainings that you need to create the 2023 that you desire? Because that might also be a thing. And if so, absolutely celebrating you. Lee just shared on Facebook chat that she listened to you for 6 hours today. Okay, see, this is what I mean, guys. I'm like, I would think my clients were sick of my voice, but then people message me being like, I listened to you for 6 hours. I'm like, are you tired? Like, there's a lot of content in the School of IH, right? Which we can also support you to navigate in the way that's best for you. So bye, darling. Oh, Shasha, you're joining the accelerator. Do we have any other questions? That's it from me. Do I have any more slides? I think that's the last one. That's the last one. No questions? Thank you. You're welcome, Natalie. Go through this, come back to this. This is the core of creation. What timings are the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday? That's a really great question. You're going to get an email and you can watch it whenever. So you'll get an email and you'll get access to a pre-recorded video. So it's not live. I am taking Christmas off, guys. Yeah. Thanks for all. I've got to go now. Bye, darling. Just gratitude and expansion for now. Beautiful. Love it. Grateful. Amazing. Hi, Zoe. Thank you so much. So great. Okay. You can create the reality you want. Potential is limitless and it exists within all of us. You can do it. No questions, but thank you. I got invited to a personal Michelin star dining experience in St. Tropez as a gift from my client, literally during this masterclass. I just expect nothing less from your reality, Louise. Louise is like, I found my frequency and now I'm going to St. Tropez. Thank you for a fiery kick up the arse as always. Thank you, thank you. You're also welcome. Okay. Remember, this is knowing. Knowing doesn't create transformation, doing does. Be the embodiment of this. Live this. Practice this. Come back to this. Take your spiritual practice shower every damn day. Okay, bye, Nova. Okay. My affirmation, what a bargain, is providing itself. 86p for a 6-week challenge. There you go, babe. 86p for a 6-week challenge. That's absolutely true. That is insane value, isn't it? Thank you, Hannah. Love your power and wisdom with a hint of badass. Yes. The Spanish that comes out, even through the British accent, the Spanish flair is present. The telenovela is always here, guys. Okay, I love you all. I know I've held you a little bit longer. You are powerful creators. Remember that, repeat that 1 million times. There is nothing that is too big for you. Have the audacity to actually decide what you want from your life. We are used to seeing white American men being extremely wealthy, right? And extremely successful. Let's actually be the women that step into our powers. Let's embody that. Let's be all that we were born to be. Big kiss, Natalie. I'll see you all on Friday at 3 p.m. Bring your questions, drop me your DMs. I love to always hear from you. If you need clarity about any of the offerings, my messages are always open. You've all got a support coach that was allocated via emails. They are in the Facebook group. We are here to support you. Like, we love doing this. Thanks, Hannah. Thanks all. This was brilliant. The perfect way to end the year. Watering those seeds big time. Yes. Love you. Thank you. Love you too, Julia. Thank you. Okay. Shall we all unmute so we can hear our voices and say bye? We know that I like this and I'd really like it if we did it today.
Thank you, babe.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you so much, Hannah. Thank you.
Love you all.